Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the BYD Dolphin Surf, their entry-level electric vehicle. And in Ireland we have prices starting at 17,985. The 85 is important because it's €10 cheaper than the starting price of the Leap Motor T03. Coincidence? I'm not so sure. We're going to have a look around the outside, the inside, and then take it out for a drive on country lanes and also the motorway. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Over 700 videos for electric vehicles, lots of BYD, lots of small, more affordable electric vehicles as well. Let's get started. Get charged up for the 2025 Nevo Electric Vehicle Show in partnership with Bank of Ireland and powered by SSE Electricity. Explore over 120 of the latest EVs, get behind the wheel with test drives, experience live vehicle demonstrations, join education sessions with industry experts, and see exclusive new launches including the new Nissan Leaf and new Micra. We're also hosting a free dedicated business day for enterprises, fleets and public sector. Taking place on November the 7th and 8th in the RDS Simmons Court. Get your free ticket on nevo.ie today. Starting off at the front, and the baby Lambo, I think it's called in China, in its home market. A couple of different names. So in its home market, it's the BYD Seagull, and then in other markets, it's the Dolphin Mini. But in Europe, it's going to be the Dolphin Surf Mini, obviously a fairly recognizable brand name in itself in the small electric space and the combustion engine space. And Seagulls, I'm not sure who actually likes Seagulls, but anyway, we have the top trim today. So it comes in active, boost, and comfort. And today it's in comfort. So this one is retailing for just over €24,000. So bit of a walk between the two. This one has the bigger battery, alloy wheels, etc. We'll run through that as we go along. But styling wise, you wouldn't really, yes, there's tinted windows in the rear. Yes, there's alloy wheels instead of steelies, but at a glance, there's not a lot of difference in it. So if you're looking for a more affordable at 17,985, the active trim is the one to go for. It's called the baby Lambo in China. As a nickname, and the reason for that is the head of BYD design is originally from Audi and Lamborghini, and so there's a sprinkling of sharp design going on there. Top trim has LED lights, active and boost have halogen. You've got all of them have the daytime running lights, the DLRs. Top trim also has 360-degree camera, radar guided cruise control. It's a nice design package. To some people, it looks kind of odd when we start going around the side and the rear because of its height, but something totally different on the road. Color-wise, this lime green / yellow is the standard color across all three trims, but you can get black, you can get a kind of pale baby blue, and you can get a kind of a creamy white as well. So there are 4 colors available. The active and the boost come in a couple of different battery sizes compared to this one, which is a 46 gross, a 43.2 kilowatt hour. But we'll pop along the side and have a look at it. Let's open the boot so you can see what it's like inside, and not a lot going on. There's no frunk inside there. I think you would get an aftermarket in there. You can see it's got a fairly good gap between the top of the motor. Front wheel drive. So I think you could get an aftermarket case that would take your charging cables. Down along the side, and you'll start to see this kind of element. We would have seen it on the Atto 2, which is yet to launch in Ireland, but I've got a video up on my channel from the European launch a couple of months back. Front right hand side is the charging port. Every level gets 11 kilowatt on AC, and then depending on the battery size will dictate how fast that DC is. 65 kilowatt on the entry level battery, which is a 30 kilowatt hour, and then 85 kilowatts DC peak on the larger battery that we've talked about. 10 to 80% around 30 minutes across all battery sizes, and they give a 30 to 80% in 22 minutes. So smaller battery, decent-ish charging speeds. On EV Database, it's saying the average for the larger batteries on the curve is about 60 kilowatt peak. Then we've got the 16-inch alloy wheels. Entry level comes with a 15-inch steely. I really love to see this entry level one, so hopefully we'll try and get it on the channel. You can also see down along the side, we are World Car of the Year Urban Car winner, which is nice to see. Body coloured door mirrors. Top trim has the 360-degree cameras, and on the top trim they're retractable as well. They're heated on all trims. Gloss black B-pillar. Notice where the door handle is. It's got keyless entry as well. It has the same height for the rear. I was going up here a lot. This is great for kids getting in around the back as well. And you've got that floating roof design with some textured here down at the C-pillar. Overall length is about 4 meters long, width is about 1.8, 1.7, and height 1.6. So you can see the height, and so you can imagine interior passenger is going to be really benefiting from that taller stuff compared against the likes of the Dacia Spring. Inst puts a bit more up against it, Renault 5, because it's lower and it hasn't got that length. Length on this is 2.5 meter wheelbase, which is really good for this size of car. And you can see more. I've seen this in black as well, and it doesn't stand out as much, and some people want that. And this colour probably lends into the fact that the nickname of the baby Lambo. Let's have a look around at the rear and the boot. This angle probably is the one that's probably least favourite for people because it's a small bit narrow and tall and doesn't fit that sporty AGR design. Body colour chart venereal, fairly aggressive spoiler at the top, high level brake lamp, no window wiper. Beautiful coast to coast, side to side tail light with some nice ambient lighting here. Your indicators are here as well. Dolphin Surf badging, big BYD badging, and then button down here opens all the way up. Nice and wide. There is a bit of a lip, and there is a good size subwell as well, where all your charger is as well. 50-50 split, unlike the Dacia Spring, which is a complete bench. You do have 3 ISOFIX, but we'll talk about that when we get on the inside, and you've got some tie-off points. 307 litres, and then when you knock the seats down, it's 1,037 litres. Yeah, it's good. It says it can take a tow bar on EV database, and not to tow, but for a 75 kg vertical, so bikes and stuff like that. Inside in the footwell, we have, or sorry, the trunk well, we have a domestic charger. We have your regular Type 2 AC cable. It also has a tyre inflation kit. What we don't seem to have, and it has vehicle to load, is an adapter. So that may be an extra that you can get from your BYD dealer. I think it's 2.3 or 3.3 kilowatt output from that battery. Let's have a look on the inside. Let's go point of view on the tinted windscreen and the top of tinted rear windows in the top trim. 2 ISOFIX in the rear. It's only a 4-seater, it's not a 3 across the rear bench. Headrests, good decent size. That seat is set for me. Feet, no problem, because it's got the height. Nice magazine holder, but there's nothing else back here. There's no venting, there is no power, which is unfortunate. I think it could be easy enough to get some power outlets back here. And then head height for me, 6'2", 188 centimeters. I am just about touching, but in a normal seating position, I've got about 1.5, 2 centimeters. Great space, and a lot more space than Renault 5. Dacia Spring T03 is not bad. It actually has that height as well. So nice big door handles. You do have a raising, you can see it up there. So you do have a raised shoulder line, so you're getting less window. It'll be easier to show you over on that one over there. And you've got these one-piece seats, which are BYD are known for. No armrest because it's only the 2 seats. And there is your front dash. Into the front, in the B-pillar, you've got a nice little coat out there as well. And grab handles on the 3. So rear passenger, front passenger, rear passenger. Nothing on the driver's seat. On the top trim, we've got electronically adjusted front seats and heated as well. On the driver's door, we have retractable adjustment on the door mirrors, and then you've got your 4 central locking and the rear lock. It has this kind of like fabric. It's kind of like, what would I say, wetsuit kind of a material, but this is only a couple of weeks on the press fleet, and you can see it's already starting to get scuffy, so it'll be interesting to see how it lasts overall. Inside, we have on the A-pillar your GSR2 sensor. Interesting, what's the name of that? There's something that where people can't look at this kind of it gives them weird. Jump into the comments, let me know. This is interesting. I think it looks a small bit unfinished. I'd like to see maybe a silver frame. I know it's cost cutting, don't get me wrong. We've got a 10.1 inch rotating touchscreen, which is nice to see, and again, a model of this size. And that's across all head unit. lights, SOS, and on the top two trims, I know it's mirror and light, whereas on the entry-level trim it's just mirror. And again, you can start to see a bit more of that scuffing going on here. So, power rocker, power and volume rocker, front and rear demister, air conditioning. You knock it up or turn it on and turn it off. Hazard lights, so that it's a rock sensation, same as the Dolphin. Automatic parking, your modes, reverse neutral drive, and then park buttons at the end. Some venting, start stop buttons up here. Down there you've got 12 volt, two USB type, sorry, a USB type C, a memory card holder, and a USB type A. Everything is, and then some storage in underneath that floating. Wireless charging pad, key, if it needs to pick up the key. Large cup holder, narrower, deeper cup holder. And again, it's got this fabric. There is no storage in that armrest because it's floating, if you can remember, in the back seat. It goes in underneath. Glove box is actually decent. Steering wheel is your BYD typical affair. Right hand side is audio, volume, and then left hand side is your cruise control and the ability to swivel the touch screen. Down here, indicators and lights on the left. Right is wipers. Nice driver display as well. I have range, but I don't have percentage battery that I can see. Sorry, 86%. Apologies, I do. Let me just get myself out of the glare there. And then head height for me in the front. I'm on headrest and I have about 4 or 5 centimeters. The sun is out fighting me. This is your typical BYD touchscreen. BYD store, it's got Spotify, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and this is where it's starting to beat the likes of the Leapmotor T03 because it's just so connected. Renault 5 has Google built in, Citroen has wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, so they're all up on the channel if you're interested in those type of reviews. Before we take it out for a drive, let's go through some of the stats as we're fighting the sun. So we are looking at 3 different trims, as we talked about. So they're active, boost, and comfort. Weight of the car is around about 1400 kgs. The difference in the range, 220 on the active, which is that 30 kilowatt hour battery. And then this one has 310 because it's the top trim. The middle trim is the biggest because it hasn't got that bigger electric motor of 322 range. Front wheel drive, 150 kilometers an hour top speed. Don't know about that now in this car. And it's got a 115 kilowatt electric motor with 156 PS and 8.1 seconds. That's the model that I currently have. The lesser active and boost, the electric motor is only a 65 kilowatt electric motor. And so the boost has a 0 to 100 in like 12 seconds. So just be aware of that. Smaller range, less power. But if you're looking for a car for underneath 18,000 euros, that's before delivery and dealer rated charges. So take all of that as well. And the efficiency on this, on the last 50 kilometers, 13.5 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. Let's take it out on the roads and onto the motorway. What's it like driving the BYD Dolphin Surf? It's very capable, actually. It has the 3 driving modes, the normal, the eco, the sport, and it has a poor weather / snow setting. It has 2 regenerative braking standard and high levels, automatic handbrake, but let's go through our list. So visibility, because you're up so tall, it's nice, but you can't see the front of the car. So those parking sensors are definitely going to come into use. GSR2 sensor is active, is the word I'd put it. Keep an eye on the road. We've turned off at the moment because I know I'm going to be looking at the camera, but she very often tells me to keep an eye on the road. We are on the M1 northbound, so we are going to look at road noise now. We're at 110. Small bit of vibration. Up to 120, that's 15. That Volkswagen Golf overtake us. No blind spot, which I think is crazy that we don't get it on GSR2 standardized cars. That's 110. Bit of wind noise around those mirrors. Top speed 150 kilometers an hour. That's 120. Small bit of vibration and a small bit of wind noise. So yeah, I would like to see blind spot for sure. Visibility out the back is good, and because it's only two people in the rear, you're not going to have that middle person, so you're going to have that visibility coming through. And then we're all the way over into the slow lane on the motorway. So a small bit of road noise. Now it is a windy day outside, so we will give it that. This is very usable, and the fact that you can rotate it so that if you want it for that more map version, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is wireless, but this is the inbuilt, because on Android, if you go vertical, it's not compatible with it. But you can see a lot more of the satellite navigation. But let me bring it back. There is a bit of a weirdness with regards to its dual zone climate control. It isn't a temperature reading. What they do have is you can slide it up, slide it down, hot or cold, and the hottest is 16, 17, and the coldest is 1. So it goes from level 1 to 17, so not sure what that is about, but I'm presuming you get used to it. Air conditioning, has manual or automatic climate control, and this top trim has the heated seats as well. Seats are comfortable, like all BYD, because they are fairly standardized across. The fact that the top trim is heated as well, or are heated as well, is a nice touch. And it's a nice big size steering wheel, even though it's a smaller car, with that flat bottom. Visibility on that driver display is good. There's a lot going on in it. You can see your kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. And so over the last 50 kilometers, and I've been going up the motorway, 100, 120, it's 12.9. So very similar to what we would have seen when we were parked up stationary. I have seen that creeping up 16.5 when I get a good run, a long run on the motorway, M50 back down. So it floats around between that. Heat pump, jump into the comments and let me know if you know if a heat pump is standard or not. I couldn't get any clarification on that. It's an LFP battery pack, BYD blade, super safe, no cobalt. This top trim has automatic wipers and automatic lights. So there's a lot of creature comforts in this car and a lot of usability in it. The only negative I'd have really with it is no blind spot, which I really do appreciate moving forward, especially on motorways, just with that overtaking and just that whole blind spot awareness piece. Brakes are good when the fact that you've got that two-stage regenerative braking and that automatic handbrake with it as well. So that button is down here on the dash. I thought that was automatic air conditioning on the static review, but it's obviously automatic handbrake, so you can take your foot off. Steering wheel is reach and rake, and the power is plenty. In eco mode, which is restrictive on the horsepower, it is a bit light, but this is supposedly has the most powerful motor of this class, electric motor, and so that 0 to 100 in roughly 9 seconds is very impressive. I get the power down. I don't find it squabbly either. So brakes are good, power is good, visibility is decent. We're away now in sport mode. God, you love an automatic handbrake. But overall, it's a nice drive in the BYD Dolphin Surf. Tough enough competition now between this and the Hyundai Inst. I would say this is a premium level above with that Android Auto and the tech versus the Leap motor, the T03. I think that's more of an affordable option. And then below them all then is the Dacia Spring, which is cheap as chips, not a huge range, and your level of comfort just is on the more economical size. Which I'm very impressed with and that's the Sport. Plenty pickup, plenty takeoff. Hopefully you've enjoyed that first look, first drive of the BYD Dolphin Surf. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the like button, leave a comment, which is always great for the algorithm. And remember, well, let me know what car, and if you've got this one, what you like about it, or if you're thinking about getting this one, or you decided against this one, jump into the comments. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.